Bro, it's not hot with the fucking...
Bro, everybody tells me that. I'm like, look, man, it's cool. I just like wearing leather.
First of all,
yeah.
Angel Ochoa.
Yep.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm a little nervous because this is definitely my first time doing these, and I don't want to fuck up, and I don't want to stutter. And,
what is your version of fuck up? What do you mean by that?
Like, just like if I have a thought, and then because I do that sometimes, like everybody, like, you have a thought, and then it's like you go to another thought, and then you completely blank out, and then you're like, you kind of stand there like, and then you like got to think of the next thought to get the conversation flowing and all that. That's kind of like I kind of do that sometimes, like where I think of another thought. It's like okay, you know what I mean?
Hey, well, I'll tell you what, man. Like you're an artist, okay? You're gonna have a lot of thoughts flow through your brain, right? And the fact that this is your first like interview, first of all, in the grand scheme of things, I am nobody, right? In the grand scheme of life, I'm definitely nobody. I'm a little fucking speck on a fucking big ass green planet that's really a small ass green planet in the universe. You feel me? Don't be afraid to embrace imperfection. And I trust and believe. I'm the last person to say, hey, by the way, you fucked up. That made no sense.
You start bashing me mid-interview? Like,
yeah. So, hey, first of all, want to welcome Angel Ochoa.
Thank you.
Off camera, we got Doza.
Yep.
I want to shout out Doza. One day I'm going to interview. You guys can't see him.
Yeah. One day you go
I'll
interview.
put a picture right here if there's a Doza picture. You got pictures online.
That's him. I got a couple of them. I got a couple of pictures, man. I'm going to send them to you.
There we go, man. So welcome to the show. I want to give everybody a little bit of a background of where I met you guys at. So my boy Nitty Gritty, shout out Nitty Gritty.
Shout out Nitty. Yep.
Shout out Nitty, right? So
I love that dude.
He was having a performance in Stockton at remind me of the workshop, not workshop.
Yeah, Hatch Workshop.
There you go. Yeah, at the Hatch Workshop. And I was like, you know what? Like, I ain't got shit going on tonight. Like, I gotta go support the homie. And I'm an upcoming artist myself. So it's always beautiful to see different artists do their thing, right? When I saw you on stage, bro, you have a way with your words that's very unique and prolific. Yeah. It's almost like you speak in proverbs.
Thank you, bro.
I'm dead ass serious.
That's probably the best compliment I've ever got. That blows my mind. That blows my mind.
See, but you think it's a compliment. I'm just telling you a fucking fact. Because what was blowing my mind was you got like almost Griselda type, like I shouldn't say Griselda, like there were like no drums in some of your songs.
Yeah, some of them, yep.
And like it's just like loops and you're just fucking talking. I'm like, bro, every line he's saying something even more prolific than the last shit. The bass gotta drop at some fucking point. Right? And it just doesn't fucking drop.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm not saying that as a knock. I'm saying that like it's a talent to be able to keep somebody entertained at every single fucking sentence.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask, bro, where are you from?
I'm from Manteca. I'm from here, Manteca.
209. You were born and raised in 209.
Yup, born and raised 209. My family, talking about where I'm born, my family moved from East San Jose. I remember we was talking about that. Families from East San Jose, and they moved out here to Manteca. All of my brothers and sisters before me were born over there, and then they came and they moved over here. They had me, and then I have a little sister too. So us two, we were born here in Manteca. All of them were born in San Jose.
Gotcha.
So here from Manteca. Yep.
So the reason I asked that in relation to the words that you talk about in your music, I want to know, where did you get the inspiration to talk like that? Before you answer that question, when did music first come into your life?
I guess maybe like I don't have a straight answer, but it was since I was an infant, since what I could remember as an infant or a young child, it's just always there. My dad is probably in this topic, my dad is probably my biggest influence on the music. Not only the music that I make, but the music that I listen to, as well. Because of when I was, younger, man, you have 70s, 60s band, or soul ballads, and the Delphonics, all the oldies, man, like all those, excuse me, all those songs, all the 80s, even some 80s. But my favorite singer of all time is the only, Michael Jackson. Okay. That is my favorite one. Ever since I was little, Michael Jackson has been like just that one for me. Him and also Prince. Like when doves cry, that was my oh my gosh. When I was little, I watched the music video to that one, and where he had the purple motorcycle and all that, and that whole thing, it was just I loved it, and I loved the music videos and everything. Just watched it all when I was little. It was all great.
Man, you are old soul, bro.
Hey, you know what? I am, bro. I am.
But that matches the music I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah.
So
of course.
I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
Where do you think that comes from? Like I know you say your dad, right?
Yeah.
But it's very easy because some people could say the opposite, where it's like, man, I grew up, my dad listening to oldies.
Yeah.
And so I never wanted to fucking hear that shit again.
Yeah.
Right? But you, like you seem to be influenced by that. So like, why do you think that is?
This could go into a deep conversation. I think that is.
Those are my favorite topic
because, exactly. I think that is because of the circumstances that we were in. The circumstances that my family was in, like for example, and I'm here to say, man, I'm gonna be real. I'm a like not how would you say, not like a back end child, but like my siblings was born. And then after my siblings were born, then they had me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm like the baggage. So I kind of, man, I'm gonna keep it real, man. I didn't have to struggle like they had to struggle. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like when they was living, I didn't have to, live through that. And for that, I'm eternally, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for that. Right. And for them, and then just pushing through. This is part of the reason why I want to do music. You know what I mean? Just to let them know, like, man, like I love you guys, and I'm so grateful for every single one of you guys, and like all that. But going back to the music, it's that struggle when you're listening to oldies and you're in the dark times. Like, man, that's the music is all we have. Like, really,
it's different, bro.
The music is all we had. Like, those oldies was all that they had, like that, and family, and just trying to make it. You know what I mean? And the music were like the happy moments. All the oldies were like the happy moments of life. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
My uncle played that shit no matter what moment we're going through.
Yeah. Real talk, bro. But that's what I heard throughout all my childhood. So I think it's a company to that. Because I know where I come from as Mexican American, and as the person that I am, I know where I come from, and I know where they come from, and so I know where we come from. So it's like I'm gonna embrace every single thing. I'm gonna embrace the oldies. I'm gonna embrace everything that my dad embraces. You know what I mean?
I love that you said that, man, because me growing up, my father, my grandparents are from Mexico, right? And they came here and tried to build a better life for their kids, right? And then now I'm here, right? So I'm the second generation to be born here as well as my cousins, right? Growing up on the east side, like, they protect us. Because one of the things that you said that, you didn't struggle like your siblings struggled, right? And it's probably fair to say that, like, your parents most likely struggled as well. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that I had to teach my dad, it was a full circle moment. I'll never forget. I do forget when it was. I don't know if it was earlier this year or late last year. He was telling me, son, like, so-and-so, one of his boys, so-and-so just keeps bitching about, like, this place he moved. Like, he said his AC broke and that life is so hard for him, right? And I was like, son, like, does he understand? Like, he starts not talking about what he's gone through, but what like he knows is difficult, right? Think about that. Like coming from the motherland, like with nothing, with fucking working every day, 7 days a week, probably 12-hour days, just to make fucking change to feed your kids, right? And one of the things I told my dad was, Dad, you cannot decide somebody else's struggle. Everyone has a different struggle. I put out a clip the other day that said, hey, if I gave you $1 million tomorrow, you might solve today's problems, but now you have $1 million problems. Every struggle is different. So this is where I'm getting with that. If you were to exclude, like, comparing your struggle to anybody, what would you say has been the number one struggle you've dealt with in your own life?
I would probably have to say most definitely. I think it's really like a lot of mental things, a lot of mental
health.
You could say mental health. A lot of I've dealt with a lot of anxieties. I've dealt with a lot of depression. And a lot of just certain thought, a lot of thoughts. Right. Then this is like throughout high school. This is throughout some through elementary and some even now. It's just I've realized it's like I was just like, I always thought, how do I get rid of this? How do I get rid of these feelings, these thoughts?
Like depression and anxiety?
Yeah. Like how do I get rid of that? Like how do I, because there's going through high school, it's like I'm making music, I'm going to school. I don't really have that many friends, and I always thought that, but it was like, man, I always think about the negative stuff. I'm like, you think maybe this anxiety, you think this is pressure because you're always a negative thinker, or because you're always an overthinker? And it's like, okay, well, I guess so. I started to change my habits. My habits. Okay.
What habits were you trying to change?
I was trying to change the habits of procrastination, laziness. It's always like, I was complaining about where I was and like, why do I feel this? Why is it like this? Why is it like this? But I didn't want to change within myself. You know what I mean? I didn't want to change, I didn't want to change that part. But then when I had to realize, within certain points of life where it's like, kind of, I guess, like a breaking point in a way, you had so much build up, this, and then, all of a sudden you're like, nah, okay.
Can't keep living like that.
Yeah, can't keep living like that. So it's like, all right, let me go ahead and let me make a change. It was really uncomfortable. The most uncomfortable I've ever been in my life. But from that...
But to make that change is when you were the most uncomfortable?
Yeah, to make the change was when I was most uncomfortable. And it was when, I was, it was when I was struggling the most with, my mental, everything, man. The music wasn't translating,
translating to like what do you mean? Like translating, an audience?
Translating to audience and translating it to the way that I wanted it to be, and producing, and making beat after beat, writing verse after verse, and it's like, no, like what's happening? Like, can I even rap? Is this even? Should I even start? Or should I even continue to pursue this? Should I even what is all this? I love this so much that it was like, I never want to quit, but I'm the things that I'm producing is just not me, or it's not, it's not what I want, and so I took a break, went back to the drawing board, and then that's when started focusing on the little things in my life, slowly building up the good habits, breaking the bad habits. Like I said, procrastination, waking up more earlier, getting my work done on time. All right, let's go out. Let's apply for some jobs. Okay, like teenage stuff. Like teenage stuff.
Hey man,
doing all that.
This man just aged me the fuck out. Like he walked through, and I was like, oh, hey, how old are you? And this is no disrespect, but I was like, he's got to be like with the music, and the shit that you were saying. I'm like, this guy's easily got to be like 25. Right?
Yeah, thank you, bro.
I'm not gonna put your age out there. He's of age. That's all I'm gonna say. But when he said it, I'm like, bro, I'm old as fuck. Oh shit.
Yeah. No, you know.
You ain't got to comment on my age, bro. It's all
no, I never do that. But you know, it's like, man, like, and another thing is too, coming on like an interview like this, I'm like, man, like I love to talk about everything, but like right now, I'm a student. I have, you know, I feel like everybody has something to say. So, you know, everyone has some, you know, thought and some, you know, that they want to share, but. You know, it's like I'm 19. What do I talk about? You know, like I said it. You know, I'm 19. What do I talk about? Like, do I like look? Okay, do we talk about high school? Oh yeah, lunchtime was great. Like,
see, I'm not gonna ask you about high school. So how was high school? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was alright.
It was alright. Because this is what I will say. Yeah. We're gonna get to the music here in a second, right? Yeah. Actually, I do want to know. Mm-hmm. When did music come into your life? Like, what age? Like, what you making music?
Me making music, it was, you know what, I'm going to say like around 13, 14.
13, 14.
You know what, actually, I'm going to say younger. It was younger. It was like maybe 7th, 8th grade. This was maybe 11, 12. And we would make music, but we would like rap over like beats. We would rap over like beats of like other artists.
Oh, and, like freestyle.
Yeah, like freestyle. Yeah, like type beats, freestyles. Yeah. Like, man, I used to, but you know what? The writing goes even further back into 5th grade because mainly the production part, like me producing and all that came about like 7th, 8th, going into freshman and all that. Right. That was kind of like dabbling in, but like the writing part maybe came like 5th grade, and I would just like rap. I remember one of my first freestyles or one of my first verses that I written was to Kendrick Lamar's Lust off of Down. That beat is so cold. You know what's crazy, bro? What's up? I told myself, I said, I don't want to compare, because I keep making the comparison to other artists. You sound like Kendrick. You sound like Kendrick. Because Kendrick is very versatile and like what he can sound like. Yeah. And when I heard you, I'm like, this man speaks in proverbs like Kendrick speaks. Yes, thank you, like, bro. Kendrick can't ever say, I went to the store and I had a great day. Yeah. It's got to be like, the puzzle of life trouble. It's just like, dude, like, just say you walked, bro. Like, I'll fuck around. Yeah, look. So you got your influence from Kendrick. I dig, yo. I got. Man, I'm gonna be so real. Kendrick is one of my favorite artists because of who he puts himself out to be, like who he is as a man, how he represents himself and the people around him, and the way that he talks, in interviews, is like so like proverbs, like so like intellectual, like you want to hear him. He has so much to say, right? You know, and it's like, that's who I really, you know, that's what I want to be, you know. Well, it's a connection piece, right? Like, I know that, like, it's very, I don't want to say overlooked, but in our community, right, we are part of underprivileged communities. I'm not going to say every single one of our people are underprivileged, right? Because every scenario is different. But like coming from East San Jose, Manteca's not like a fucking gated community, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, struggle is not represented by the street you grew up on, right? So when you hear somebody like Kendrick talk, you connect to it because it's like, yo, he came from like a similar area that we come from. Yeah. Right. We just don't necessarily always equate that in like our heroes growing up. It's not like there's a lot of rappers on my grandma's wall, right? It's fucking the Virgin Mary in every single fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what I want to know is, okay, so you start freestyling over beats over Kendrick's Lust, right? Yep. 2017 is when 2017. Okay. At what point do you say, I want to start putting music out? Actually, before that, how did you find the content of your music? Like, how did you know what you want to talk about? I think it circles back around to like the oldies. Yeah, to the oldies, and to definitely to Kendrick, listening to J. Cole. Those were like the two main, you know, artists two main artists. And that, you know, at the time, like 2017, like around like maybe like mid late 2010s was like Kendrick and Drake. I mean, not Kendrick and Drake. Kendrick and Cole. Kendrick
and
Drake too.
It's a safe space, bro.
Yeah, Kendrick, Drake, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. Since I love Kendrick, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I love Drake too, bro. Drake has so many. He has so many good songs. I don't know about everything that that came out. I don't know if it's true or not, but all I'm gonna say is that the music that he came out with, bro, it's so nostalgic.
I'm not trying to get this video in the case, right? We can't speak on all that.
Yeah,
no, it's all good. It's all good. But you know what? I do want to touch on that very briefly. I got a video about this. It's probably already out by the time people listen to this. But what the fans, not Drake and Kendrick, what the fans have done to those two is criminal to me. Right? Like,
I agree.
I'm not going to sit here and act like Drake didn't have one of the biggest influences on the way I make music. My shit's very vulnerable. And anyone who has been a Drake fan knows he was the first guy in a long time to come out, because rap has always been vulnerable, but it's always been about like the struggle of where people come from, right? And Drake is more so like, hey, like this person this girl broke my heart, and he's rapping about it. That's in his early music, right? And people are like, fuck, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like, what? Like, but people like myself and a lot of people at school were like, yo, I feel him. This is the shit that us as men, we're not supposed to be saying, but we feel, right? So that's a fucking gift. And it takes balls for a guy to be like, I'm going to be the one that says that shit, right? Now, I can't speak to his evolution, but that's where the connection started. Kendrick has always spoken to probably the most important moments in your life, right? Like, Good Kid, Mad City speaks to, hey, not everybody who grows up in an underprivileged community is a killer, a drug dealer, right? Sometimes those people are your best friends, and you want a different life for them. And then he comes out with To Pimp a Butterfly, right? It's expanding on that world, but also giving you the confidence to care about who you are, even though the world's telling you you shouldn't be in this position, right? Then he comes out with Damn, which is obviously where you found your inspiration, right? Which is filled with so much emotion. So what I'm getting at is both of those people can exist. You know, like you no one's got to say, I'm not getting on you for this. No one's got to say, hey, yo, like, I still listen to Drake. It's like, of course you do, bro.
Most definitely. But
so Kendrick, we were getting on that Kendrick has inspired your pen.
Kendrick inspired my pen. And from what you stated, like kind of like a Griselda type of deal during high school, bro. Griselda was my fucking. Oh my gosh, Griselda, Westside Gun, Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine, Makami, even as not Griselda, but that just within that realm, Rock Marciano. You got Stove God Cooks, Boldy James. Oh my gosh, all of that. It's like all those ones, like from
respect, bro. Respect.
Man, all those artists. It's like, and I would try to find like there's this I guess secret album from Makami called The Gat, and I listened to that shit. My mind was blown away. I was like, man, this is how I want to rap now. It's kind of evolution, like my flow. I'm like, man, this is how I want to rap. He has like that raspy, like Nas. You could take any East Coast rapper, and that's him. You know what I mean? Like just that type of flow. I was like, oh man, that's beautiful right there.
What I want to know is, at what point did you say, I want, because it's one thing to make music. It's a different thing to say, I want to pursue this, right? What point did you make that decision?
I think I made the decision maybe, I'm going to say taking it like, okay, like, man, I love this and I could do something with this freshman year. And because, 7th and 8th, I was with Doza behind the camera. And we were just like, man, like freestyling and just, doing type beats and everything. And it was like, man, what if we like make music and then like, what if we make music become famous and then we get like all the bitches we could get, like, no, I'm just playing. No, we not like that. I got morals and shit. But like, what if we do this, and like really work hard towards it, we could have this creative company, and we was like, yeah. And then we kind of like, he gets used to kind of like, grew apart for some time, and then we came back. And then that's when I met my homie Christian. And then it was around freshman, sophomore year. That's when I was like, okay, I want to start, taking this music seriously. I want to start like really like digging deep and learning into like, okay, like who do I love that raps? And then like that specifically raps, like really, really good. Like that, just like mind blown. It was like Kendrick, Nas, Jay-Z, Jay-Z especially. Jay-Z is one of my favorites. JID, Cole, obviously. We have been, and then all the Griselda boys, and then Rock Marciano. It was like, man, the way that they just articulate words, the way that they bend words, they maneuver words, make words, sound, crazy, contort them, and just everything they're talking about. I was like, man, that's what I want to do. Okay, so I went ahead and started writing, and there's some cool little raps. A lot of them trashed them. And I would say really until like junior, senior year is when I was like, man, I think I got the hang of this, and I think I got something with this. And then, so it took some time. It took a couple of years. And then the producing part came 8th grade. I wanted to just like make type beats, and I just wanted to upload them on YouTube. And it was, regular like trap beats, like, whoever was popular, or like, boom bap type beats, 90s type beats, and, just upload them. But that's really what I was like, okay, I like the music, like the actual, like getting your hands into the music, like instruments, bass lines, drums.
So you make the music?
Yeah, make all the music. Everything that I release is produced by me.
I like that, bro.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Yeah.
What I want to know is, have you ever faced hate, or doubt from people you didn't expect to get hate or doubt from?
Yeah, most definitely. I've gotten hate from close friends and people that I consider brothers. It's really? Like,
how do you handle that?
At first it was like, it really got to me, because it was like, these are the people that I'm with every single day. And it's not, these are like close friends. These are friends that I met in like elementary. So we know each other really well. And it's like, they would say like, oh, what are you doing? You on your trash music shit again? And it was like, and I would be like, yeah.
What?
Yeah. And it was, I was at first it was like, man, that's when I was.
Were they saying it like a joke, or
it was like, like a joke,
but like they meant it.
Yeah, they meant it, and it it was like, it's whatever. As time went on, I was like, I started making the music and I started releasing the music, and when I got like all that love that I received from everything that I released, I was like, okay, so y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah,
y'all don't. Okay, so y'all just doing this, just whatever y'all doing. So I was like, okay, all right then. I made. For example, after I made this song I have called Blind Man, I was like, yeah, no one could tell me anything, to be honest.
100%.
I can't like, and that can't affect me. Because if it affects me, then, it's...
Because you know what it's worth.
Exactly. Yep. I know what it's worth. And I know what these instruments, I know what these drums, I know what they mean to me. I know what this bass line means to me. I know what my pen means to me. So it's like, okay, so whatever y'all say now, I'm cooling off that. It's cool, man.
Do you harbor any like resentment or like ill feelings towards people who talk about you like that?
I'm not gonna lie. There's moments when I do feel like that, and there's moments and there's like just feelings and thoughts that pop up, and it's like, well, you really thought about that of me and of what I love and what my passion is. And it's like, okay, I release all that feeling into the song. I release all that feeling into whatever song. I have songs that is like,
addressing
that, in a way that's, slick. Smooth. You know what I mean?
I respect that, man.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm about to have an old head moment with you, right?
For sure.
So one of the things I wish I could tell my 19-year-old self, right?
Yeah.
You know the best. I know that sounds very simple, But people are going to come along and they're going to say, hey, I think your music is trash. Or they might say the rudest shit ever. There's only one form. I don't want to say only one, but the one form of criticism that's acceptable as trash is saying, hey, sonically, like your music is not mixed well.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's like piercing my ears.
Yeah.
Right. But you got to think, bro, there's so many different forms of music.
Yeah.
That your music is not trash. It's just not for whoever the fuck is listening to it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So if I could look my younger self in the face, I would tell him, keep making the music you want to make. Right? Because what you don't want to do is what my old ass did is I'm like, man, I really like this music, but people only like when I drop remixes. So I'm going to keep dropping remixes. And then next thing you know, you're fucking 26 years old. And you're like, dude, I got to start all the way from scratch again. Yeah. You know, so keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Thank you,
good. Bro. What you working on right now? Like, what you got going on? Tell the people what you got.
So right now, I have a project coming out. It's called The Youngsters. And fully produced by me, fully written by me. And I've been working on it since December of last year. Okay. I've been working on it. Really just highlighting like highlighting a lot of the good moments in my life, and like, you know, just really like the pen, and you know, like my
showcasing
rhyme.
Your ability.
Yeah, showcasing my ability. Like I have this song there called My Rib, and that song is just about like kind of just like the women in my life, you know, and like giving them, you know, just, you know, my thanks, you know, for example, my mama, you know, my sisters, and even, you know, the girls that I'm into, you know, like the girls that I'm interested in. And it's like, you know, the girls that I've talked to, and, you know, the things that they taught me, the things that my mom taught me, the things that my sisters taught me. And like, you know, it kind of like leads into like the whole backstory, you know, my rib, like, when God first created Adam, right? Made him from his rib, right? So it's kind of like, you know, plays onto that and whatnot.
A full circle moment with the proverbs, bro.
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
I respect that, man. So do you have a release date for that planned or not?
As of right now, I'm gonna say give or take late September. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really bad at release dates. I'm not gonna lie, because I always just want to add, or just like, oh, you know, we need this in there, right? You know, because I like, for me, like with my album Karanji, it was always like I had the album cover first, and like the album cover is just a cover of and that album cover and that whole album has its own backstory and all that. But it was just of a picture, I think it was maybe from the 70s or the 80s, of this girl named Gia Karanji, and she was like a supermodel, and she was like one of the first supermodels to like break through. She has a really sad story, really sad story, but it's just a picture of her, and it's like it looks like a really dark, like really vibe, like moody. A dark vibe, moody type of feel to the album, to the cover. And I was, each beat that I would make or each sample that I would hear, I was like, man, I need that. Like, I could picture that album cover with that. And it's like, I put in the pieces together, and that's why there's like hella songs on there. Like, you know what I mean?
Hey, dude, I mean, like, your art is your art, man. Whatever you want to do is whatever you want to do. Yeah. What I want to know, you said off camera, you're a part of a crew, or you got a group, or like tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we got a crew, Mild Gratitude. And first of all, shout out Randy, shout out Cray, shout out Christian, shout out Doza, shout out Angel Ochoa, that's me as well.
Shout out myself.
Yeah, shout out myself.
You said y'all ever see that Snoop Dogg speech where it's like, how I thank myself? Yeah. All right, so what you were saying? So shout out all of them. Those are all the members of My Gratitude, and it was really between me, Doza, and Christian. We was like, man, we just want to do like a creative, like kind of like that creative company where we could just like do whatever we want on, like, kind of use it like
as a big ass canvas and just start doing shit on. And so I was like, all right, we got to create names. I was just like, I don't remember how I created the name Mild Gratitude, but I was just like,
it's Mild Gratitude.
Yeah, Mild Gratitude. Yep.
Okay. What does it mean? I can tell what gratitude means, but like mild gratitude.
Yeah, mild gratitude is it really just came about of the meaning is basically like being grateful for the ability to create art.
Okay.
And that gratitude stretches, as corny as it sounds, it stretches for miles. So you put those two together, it's mild gratitude. Yeah, so we just like put that together, and I was like, all right, cool. And yeah, that was that. It was really just like, you know, at the time I was just like, man, I'm super grateful for just the ability, for just the ability just to create whatever we want, you know, and that's really where it comes from.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I really respect that. I really respect what you do.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna get every single one of, including you, Doza. I'm gonna get every single one of your crew on this show at some point.
For sure, man.
I've been in contact with Randy.
Randy. Shout out Randy, man.
Shout out Randy.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to tell the people?
The youngsters coming out soon. I'm gonna say. You can follow me at Miguel Ochoa. That's MIGUEL OCHOA 00 at Instagram, and nothing else because all I have is Instagram. I don't have TikTok yet. But I'm gonna get TikTok because I gotta start promoting. But what else I want to say? Shout out Doza, shout out Randy, shout out Cray, shout out Christian. What else I want to say? Go Raiders. What else I want to say?
Go Raiders?
Yeah, Raiders. Yeah,
I really fuck with you, bro. I'm a Niners fan, dog. What the fuck, man? All the way to this point.
Look, man.
I'm not even dropping this shit. As I have the fucking.
Yeah. I was looking at that. I was like, man, that's fire. Raiders. Yeah. Last thing. Sneaky project coming as well. After the youngsters, a week after the youngsters, expect another project. That's just on my 90s shit. I'm gonna be releasing like hella music videos. It's gonna be dope. But yeah, I produce everything I do. I write everything I do, and I record everything I do.
Hell yeah.
And that's it.
Good shit, bro.
Yeah.
All right. This has been Angel Ochoa. Thank you so much for being on the show, bro.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Of course, man.
Yep.
Of course. Good shit.
Yeah.